Hey, it's Adele from Let's Get Inky, and today I'm working in my junk journal. It's slowly filling up. It's my new focus to finish this little baby. I have finished my Dina Wakley art journal, which you will see. I think the flip through for that is scheduled for January, but I'm really trying to fill this one up next. This is my next goal, and I think by I'm putting a date on it. That's risky. Maybe by May I should have this all done. Let's see if I can stay true to that. So I'm working on this little page. It's actually a double page because the middle, as in a double page, 4 pages, just because I felt like I needed to, with that small little blue lined page on the left hand side, you could still see the page behind it, and I just wanted to keep going. I'm using the new collection from Flutter by Designs today. It's called We Are, and it's family focused. It's got lots of bright colours, so if that's your scrappy style, the link will be in the description to check out the new collection. I love that camera so much. It doesn't make it on, the big version doesn't make it on to this layout, but I've got a plan for a layout. I think that I'll use that camera on. I was lucky there was a smaller version that I could fit on this page because the junk journal that I'm working in is quite small. It's the size of, I would say, it's a small novel. Because I'm using a vintage, not really vintage book, an old style book for my junk journal. And I have a limited space. When you're working in a small area, I don't know, I sometimes struggle with it. Let me know your thoughts. When you do art journaling, what's your ideal size? Do you prefer big or small? I found that A4 sized was too big for me. I have a completed Dylusions A4 journal, the flip throughs over here, a few years ago I think now, but I really like the size of the Dina Wakley one. It's just the paper. That's the only thing that's holding me back, but I think that's my ideal size. So it's kind of in between this and A4. So I'm just layering my photo. I put some tissue paper on there just to give it a bit of texture, and then I'm using one of the Everyday Etc. cards just to layer behind it, just to make it not look so flat. I am a lady of layers. I do love a good layer. If you follow my main channel, Inky Quill, you'll know that my scrapbook pages have many layers, and I really struggle to just stick a photo, I should say, straight onto my page. I think we get our style going, and we find what works for us, and sticking all the paper scraps behind my photos is definitely the way I like to work. Next up, back on track, I'm using these page tabs, and these are really handy to stick behind photos. You could also use them actually as page tabs. It would have been really cute if I hadn't have put them behind my photo here. I probably would have stuck them on the side of the page back to back, just so that it gives it a bit of a fun piece to flick. You can see on the left hand side of my book I've got a little blue tab and a pink one poking out, so they're very handy to have around. Today I thought I would document this photo, which is a photo of Aaron and I and Sans baby. So this was before baby, because today is our 5-year wedding anniversary. So the last 5 years have flown by. We've been together for 11 and married for 5, and we're actually, usually for our anniversary, we'll just, have a nice dinner, which for us is takeaway pizza from our local pizza place. Not Domino's, just like fancy pizza. So we're not going Pizza Hut style. It's a fancy pizza, so it's a bit more classy. Oh dear, I can joke myself. I can fool myself into thinking that. So this year we're actually celebrating, which we've never done before, and we're away right now. As you're watching this video, I'm pre-recording it so that it's up, so I don't have to work while I'm away. And we are going for a little holiday, bringing Mr. Moo with us. So it's our first proper family trip, just the 3 of us. that wasn't for like visiting someone or visiting family or a scrapbooking thing. So yeah, really looking forward to it. I'm hoping that the weather stays nice because we'll be without a car, and so we'll be using a lot of public transport and walking everywhere, but we'll see how we go. So you'll see and hear all about that trip over the next few months. I'll be doing layouts on and off about it. I'm just using my fave white gel pen, which is the gel pen I use in all of my videos, the Uniball Signo Broad, and it just, I seem to have good luck writing with it. I will say this page I forgot to add. If you are one of my Patreon peeps, you would have seen me recently, I think it has already been uploaded, do a Christmas gift tag video, and I was slapping some of the extra paint on a journal page. Well, this is that page. So the blue paint was already there from a previous video, and the splatters, which, as you can see, just made it so easy to jump into this page. I've only sped this up. I think I only sped it up actually 1.5 times. So I think I finished this in under 20 minutes. And by having a background with some paint or something already stuck on it, it makes it easier to jump into it. So if you're someone who's a bit nervous about art journaling, I would suggest just picking a few random pages in your art journal and just popping on some paint or sticking on like a background image that you can collage on top of, just anything to get rid of that blank white canvas. So I'm using some bits and pieces from the die cut pack. I've got that little frame that looks like it's taped down, and the heart, and I grabbed a gold glitter heart from my stash. They're just hearts that I punch out from glitter cardstock. I'm also trying to use up some alphas from my stash. These are old. I think they're old Amy Tan. They were probably one of the first supplies that I got, I would say, in the first couple of months that I started, let's be real, hoarding scrapbook supplies. I hoarded a lot of supplies before I actually used them, particularly Project Life cards. Is there anyone else that needs to hit Project Life Card Anonymous? Are you like me? Do you have way too many in your stash that don't get used? I need to come up with some project ideas to use them up. I filmed a video a while ago on Patreon using some, and they're tricky. They accumulate way too quickly. So now I am using one of the Everyday Etc. cards, and these are great to include as like filler spots, but I didn't want to just stick it onto my page straight away. So again, adding some white tissue paper. I think I actually got this wrapped in something. It's not actually tissue paper. It's hard to describe. It's not waxed paper, but it's kind of in between the two. It's definitely got a different texture. And I do like it, not as much as my normal tissue. So I'm really trying to use it up before I break open my new packet of tissue paper. Adding lots of tape because, I do like my tape. And as we've talked about before, we live in quite wet rental properties. And also I think the sun and the heat here in Australia really fries the adhesive quality of the double-sided tape. Any other Aussies find that especially if you store your scrapbooks or your art journals in a hot place in your house. I try to keep them in a cool area, but the whole house heats up. Unless you put them under the air conditioning unit, the whole house is hot. So here around the outside, I really like this quote. It was something about, I can't quite read it. It's amazing what we can accomplish when we do it together, I think it was. And so around the outside with my Sharpie, I just wrote some of the major first things that we've done together. Like we first moved out of home together. We got our first grown-up jobs that weren't, casual shift work that we did after uni or after school. And what else? We had a baby together. That was pretty special. And we got married. So I just did a couple of our major firsts around the outside there, and it's all done. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you do like the We Are collection, the link will be in the description if you want to see more of it. It was just a fun, really, really quick page to get together, and I'm looking forward to having some more junk journal videos over here over the next few months to try and finish this baby up. There's nothing more satisfying than flipping through a finished journal. Thanks so much for watching today, guys, and I hope you're getting excited for Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, and getting ready for the crazy season. I like to call it the crazy season because boy oh boy, does things get busy. All right, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.